So I'm sure you guys remember the old Legion. No, I'm joking. We just had the pleasure of watching all of the new perks that came out and were announced in the developer stream. We saw them explained live. We took screenshots of everything. We put them together, and we're gonna look through them. We've got 3 killer perks from the Demogorgon, which is a new killer, and then 3 survivor perks for Nancy and 3 survivor perks for Steve. And everybody's running wild. Say hi to YouTube, everybody. Everybody's running wild because we are starting to see combinations of new perks and old perks that just are going to be really, really spicy. And I'm really, really excited. We're going to look at them together. Let's look at the killer perks first. The first perk. All right, guys. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. There'll be other whatever. The first one is called Search, and Search is really interesting. It only triggers when you down someone with your basic attack, so it's like the old Infectious Fright. It only triggers when you hit them with your basic attack. That doesn't include pick dash attacks, it doesn't include Chensos, it doesn't include hatchets, anything like that. But for M1 killers, which is a large number of killers, this perk could be a real blessing. Think of it like a activatable pop from distance. When you down someone, again, with your basic attack, if there's a generator that's being worked on that has some progress 32 meters away from you, any generators within that distance will explode as if someone failed the skill check. They will regress by, I think, 10%? Or 5%, I'm not sure what the standard regression is. And then an additional 12%, as if someone failed the skill check. And then they'll begin to regress. This means that they will not be able to be completed immediately if they were at 99, and if they were if they just had a little progress, they're going to go back to 0. This has a cooldown of 40 seconds at level 3, but this is already really, really strong. What this allows you to do is to down someone, passively regress generators, and save those 10 seconds that you would normally spend going to the generator, kicking it, then going back, picking him up. You don't have to make that choice now. If you're protecting the last 3 generators, or if you very quickly down someone that is too close to a gen that's almost done, this perk is going to save your life. And I think it's going to be very strong on the Trapper in particular. So I'm very excited about it, because the Trapper can always down you with an M1. If you step on a trap, he can just smack you. It will also be strong on Doctor. It will also be strong on Freddy, I reckon. On any killer that really, really bullies gens with their perks and their power. This is going to be amazing. I think on Freddy, this perk could be really strong. We haven't talked about it much. But yeah, the nice thing about it as well is that it pairs with other perks that usually you don't see very often. Surveillance works on all generators that are regressing. It doesn't say that you have to kick it. So you could use Surveillance to down a person, have the generator next to them begin to regress, and then immediately see that generator highlighted in white. And whenever someone goes back to it, they will make the generator turn yellow. So those 2 perks together would give you a lot of information. You could run this on a nurse and passively fuck up gens all across the map while you just do your job. You could also run this with Thrilling Tremors. You down a person, someone's working on a gen, the generator explodes, you grab them immediately, and that generator will now get blocked with Thrilling Tremors if they don't get back to it quickly enough. Will they be able to get back quickly enough? I'm not sure. We'll have to test. But if they don't, the generator will get blocked. They will lose regression, then the additional 12%, and then about 4, what is it? We said about 5% extra from the time that Thrilling Tremors is active, that they won't be able to interact with it because it will regress passively. So Search is a really interesting perk and probably the one that I'm most excited about. I don't know if there's any other interactions that will come into play, but this will mean that if the killer tricks you into 3-genning yourselves, into having the last 3 generators really close together, he's going to be really hard to beat if it's an M1 killer. This does not combo with Pop Goes the Weasel, as far as I know, because if you down a person and this activates, the generator will be regressing. So you won't be able to go there and kick it a second time, because a generator that's regressing, you can't do that. However, if the survivors make the mistake of touching it right after that, then you will be able to go. And they'll lose 20%, what is it, 25? Is it, guys, help me out. It's 25 from Pop, and then 12 from this. Like, you're gonna destroy that generator if they make that mistake. So yeah, if you hate generators being done, and if you're a very fast killer that can down quickly, that could be disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm already thinking that this is going to be a disgustingly strong perk on Freddy. Freddy right now has a lot of strengths at the beginning of the game, but this could make his late game very, very scary. We'll see about that. Our next perk is Cruel Confinement, and this is a perk to punish survivors that finish a generator when you're already there. And we'll see how we can make use of that. When a generator is completed, again, around 32 meters everywhere around it for a 64 diameter, all the windows are blocked. This is huge. There are some killers that can really, really bully you when you have no windows. I'm thinking Huntress. I'm thinking Bubba, the cannibal. Billy. There are so many killers that can really, really be nasty. However, this only triggers when a gen gets completed. So you could run a perk like Tinkerer to know when a generator is going to be completed. Normally, when you run Tinkerer, you lose your terror radius, you get to a gen, and most of the time they complete it in your face. With this perk, let's see what happens. Every time a generator is completed, all windows and vault locations are blocked, and you also get to see them highlighted. This is quite nutty. It might help a killer who's struggling, who gets a gen done in front of his face, to come back and maybe get a down or two. They will still have pallets, of course. And Freddy can teleport to a completed generator. I don't know if that's a new update, but right now he cannot. And yeah, that perk is pretty simple, but the fact that you can combo it with other perks is gonna be quite interesting. And I look forward to it. And the last perk is probably the most complex one. It's called Mindbreaker. And when a generator is being worked on, the person that does the work will be exhausted and will not recover from any previous exhaustion. Let's have a read. While repairing a generator with less than 50% of repair progression, survivors are affected by the exhaustion accelerator effect. So this is more of an early game kind of perk, from what I understand. It's not going to help you at the final gen when it's at 90%, but it's really going to help you not get bullied by, you know, the early dead hearts, the early sprint bursts, the early balanced landings. If they decide to use these perks on you, and we've all been there, right? You chase 3 survivors at the beginning, they all scatter away, they all work on gens, and next time you catch them, they're ready to pull the same trick twice. With this, they really can't afford to do that. While they work on these generators, they will not recover from their exhaustion. So they'll have to use it a lot more carefully. Hang on. Any existing exhaustion effect will be paused for 1, 2, 3 seconds. And this, I think, you need to understand that if you're running a killer that can cause exhaustion, this can be really good, because most survivors will hold on to their exhaustion as long as possible. Most of them will not sprint burst right away. They will wait for dead hard when they're injured. They will wait for balanced landing when the time comes, and so on. So if you're playing Clown and you see a group of survivors and you throw your bottles with the solvent jug and they're all injured, and they're all exhausted, well, guess what? If you do gens, you're not dead harding me next time I catch you. That's the catch. So I can see this perk being good on maybe Clown if you run that add-on. It could be good on Huntress. Huntress has 2 add-ons, one brown, which is insane, and one green that cause exhaustion. So if you want to hit a hatchet on one survivor and then switch, at the beginning of the game, Mindbreaker might buy you valuable time in that regard. Doctor also has an add-on that does that, but you have to put them to Madness 3. And I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody. Oh yeah, Amanda as well. But again, you have to put a trap on them. Does Surge work with Pop or Overcharge? No. Overcharge works when you break a generator, and Pop works when you break a generator. If the generator is already regressing and Surge makes them regress, it's not going to happen. The only exception that I can think of, I guess, is... It doesn't say in the perk that if a generator is regressing, it's not going to explode. So I guess that if you use Pop on a gen and then catch someone, it might explode again. So you could use it in that. But you're not going to be able to use Surge and then Pop. Because if it's already regressing, it's not going to work. It's like a better overcharge. It's like a much, much better overcharge, yes. Surge saves you time. Guys on a gen, you chase him, the steps into your trap, you smack him, bam. Now the gen has exploded. If nobody comes to that gen for a while, it's going to lose a lot of progress. And you didn't even have to waste time going to kick it. That's incredible. That's really, really good. Where can I read the perks? You guys can find them in this link if you want to see all of them right now. In the meantime, I'm going to have to look at it. Is there any other thoughts we would like to have about these? I think that about covers it. But maybe you yourself are thinking about other killer perks that would combo well with these. Thank you, guys. I'm pretty sure Gen can only explode once it's no longer regressing. You might be right. And that would be completely fine, I think. Seems like it makes nurses even more oppressive. Yeah, a nurse with Surge is going to be a nightmare. But again, it seems like every perk worse than nurse, so nothing new there. Let's move over to the next perks. We'll have a look at the ones from Steve. Do you think Cruel will work on down pallets? No, it's not. It says vault locations. And vault locations in the past for Legion and stuff have always been windows. I know pallets can be vaulted, but no. They all seem nutty. Does Surge work with Ghostface insta-down? I'm pretty sure it works with Michael insta-down, and it works with Ghostface insta-down. Because the old Infectious Fright that had the exact same condition work with those. But yeah, guys, please be nice, will ya? It says nothing, right, but we have to assume that it might not work when generators are already regressing. But it's not a big deal. If it's already regressing, then good. Don't worry about it. It's already losing progress. I don't think Surge puts theirs in the regression state. It does. You can still read it. Causes it to instantly explode and begin to regress. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it puts them in the regression state. It would be really weird if it didn't, because otherwise Pop would be, like, ridiculously strong. You get a gen at 100%, you down a guy with Michael, and then bam, you just kick the gen and it just disappears from the map. Do you think the Demogorgon could be a high tier killer? From the looks of it, I think it's going to be pretty average, but I would love to be wrong. Let's go to Steve's perks, as I said. Babysitter is a very cute rescue perk. Let's have a look. When you, can you read it well? Or is it a little bit... Oh, the text is a little bit off, isn't it? You can read it fine, I think. When you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch marks and blood trail. Oh, I missed that part. He also means leaves no blood. That's amazing. That's really, really good. For saving in the basement, if they go in a locker, they're not the killer's not going to be able to track them. That's really, really nice. In Babysitter, you can slap it with other saving perks if you want to. It's basically a way to take the attention away from the person that you save, which again leaves no scratch marks and no blood, and give it to yourself. Because when you save, you also see the killer's aura, and the killer sees your aura for 4 seconds, which is pretty nice. I honestly think this perk is great, and the icon is fucking amazing. It ain't too long, no. It's not too long, but it's enough for 8 seconds. It's enough for a survivor to make it to safety if the hook is in the middle position, and it's enough for you to like hide in one of the lockers and make the killer guess if it's in the basement or something. So that's nice. Where's the link? Oh, I got you, buddy. Why don't you use Borrowed Time instead? Borrowed Time would probably be stronger, but guess what? Borrowed Time doesn't counter Pig, doesn't counter Ghostface, doesn't counter Wraith if they are coming and uncloaking. This perk might very well do that for you. You can run both of them at the same time, and that would be nice. And I think it's a healthy perk. It might need some tweaks. It might need a buff, but yeah, I think the idea is great. The next one also is a great idea, and it's all about hooks as well. Camaraderie. While on the hook and reaching the struggle phase, the perk activates. And reaching the struggle phase. Okay, so it's not as you reach it, it's after reaching it. While the perk is activated, if at any time during the struggle phase another survivor comes within 60 meters from you, the struggle phase will time a response for 10, 12, or 14 seconds. So this is basically the killer is camping me. I have one little bit of health left. He's gonna stay here to make sure I die. I'm gonna buy time for my teammates. I think this perk is a bit misguided. Because if the killer's camping, and I see this perk activate, I'm gonna be like, yep, they're coming for the rescue. That's another 10 seconds I'm spending here. So, yeah, I guess it's like an anti-camp, or it could also be I'm gonna save you at the last second perk, even if you're in the basement, right? As a killer, if I see that the guy's in my basement and I see he's got like this little bit of health left, I could leave and know that no one's coming. But if someone comes in, the perk activates, then he goes down the stairs and he's got 16 seconds, 14 seconds to get the rescue. You know, the concept is pretty cool. I think it might need some tweaks because it doesn't seem strong enough. What are your thoughts about this one? Will you put in this discussion on YouTube? Yeah, it will go on my second channel. It might also buy time looking for a hatch. You're right. But usually when you look for a hatch, it's just you wanting to get the person on the hook dead. So yeah, I don't know about that. Does it stack with other survivors? That's a great question. It doesn't seem to be. It seems like a one-time use thing. The idea, I think, is brilliant, but the effect seems pretty small. And there are other perks that are better. If Camaraderie worked by slowing down the thing when the killer was close, now that could be... it would be annoying, but if you're trying to get that person killed, but it would be a really nice anti-phase camping perk. But yeah, I expect these numbers to be tweaked. This perk seems a little bit strong. Sorry, a little bit weak, rather. If this can trigger multiple times, it would be insane. I mean, it doesn't say anything that it only works once, but surely, if you're a camping killer, no cooldown description. Do you think that means that if a survivor is right next to me, he can wait there and I will never die? But this, obviously, this perk only once works on you. Wait. Yeah, it only works on you, so... Yeah, I guess it only works once. I'm pretty sure it only works once, yeah. It doesn't say it outright, but... Yeah, it's gotta be, right? It would be really odd otherwise. Yeah, so we had the right idea. Nirvana, welcome into the stream, by the way. Thank you so much for taking the time. But yeah. Yeah, sorry, sometimes we look too deep into this, but yeah, as I said, I don't think there's much else to this perk. It's a really cool idea, might need a bit of a buff. Now, this next perk, Second Wind, will fucking blow your mind. Second Wind. When you complete one health state of healing on another survivor, the perk activates. So it's a bit like Deliverance, where it's a perk so strong that it actually needs a requirement. Except this requirement is not that crazy, because you will heal people all the time. Especially if you have an insta-heal or things like that, or will make it, or things like that. That could be really, really nutty. So when you complete a health state heal on someone else, when you heal someone to full, presumably, the perk activates. And once it activates, this is what it does. Next time you get unhooked, or you unhook yourself, you will be broken, and you will not be able to heal, but you won't have to. Because as long as you're not within the terror radius, the perk will passively heal you. This means... this is how it works, right? Let's say that I'm playing Survivor. A friend gets hooked. I save him. I heal him. Then the killer finds me. Then I get hooked, and I get saved. Normally now I would have to worry about healing. I would have to worry about all sorts of stuff. You don't have to do that anymore. When you get saved, you go straight to a fucking gen, get on the objectives. And if the killer doesn't bother you and doesn't come close, and you're not in his terror radius, in about, what is it? Only 24 seconds? Oh my god. Yeah, in about 24 seconds, which is nutty, you will just heal yourself passively. It only works once. That is ridiculous. That is insane. Yeah. This is like a big tunnel indicator? Yeah. Jesus, 24 seconds at the very lowest, and 20 seconds at the highest tier. Oh my god. I don't think it's OP. I don't think it's super OP either, because it has two requirements, right? One, get a heal. Second, get hooked. But it encourages bad behavior, because if I'm a killer, and I go to the hook, and I see a Steve come out of the hook, and an Adam rescue him, I'm gonna be like, well, fuck, dude. Who do I chase? If I'm gonna chase the Adam, because if I don't chase the Adam, he's gonna use Deliverance on me, Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck that. No, I'm going for the Steve. I'm gonna tunnel this guy to... I'm gonna tunnel this guy to death, because otherwise he's gonna heal himself passively. He's broken? Yep, I'm going for him. It's gonna encourage tunneling. If you're... This perk is a very strong one, but it's gonna encourage killers to come for you, and if you run this with DS, with Decisive Strike, it's gonna be a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I'm the killer and you get unhooked, if I down you, you DS me. Jesus. Replace Solidarity with second win in the autodidact build? Oh, we don't talk about that. Will Sluggin heal him to full? I don't think so. To 100 healthy state. See, I don't think so. The perk deactivates once you are fully healed or if you get down. That's the thing. As a killer, if I see that you go broken, I'm gonna down you, and I'm not gonna pick you up. If you have Unbreakable, good, use it. If not, you're not DSing me, and you're also not getting the perk use. There you go. Would you heal through Deliverance broken state? No, it doesn't. We have been told that if you have Deliverance or if you have Broken by the Plague, you will have to get rid of that effect first, and then this perk will work. So yeah, if you have Deliverance and you unhook yourself, you will have to wait the 90 seconds, and then you'll heal yourself over 20 seconds. So you can use it twice. No, you can only use it once. I'm pretty sure. Because either it heals you or it doesn't. And whatever happens, that makes you lose the perk. So yeah, this is a very strong perk. It has a lot of conditions. I don't think it's necessarily like disgustingly strong, but it's gonna be like combined with the other perks, it's gonna be very annoying, I think. It's gonna be very, very annoying. Let's are you guys clear on this? Should we move to the next one? Do you have any questions? And we'll try to figure them out together. Second win and autodidact? No, that would be bad, because autodidact makes you bad at your first heal. So yeah, autodidact is just not good at anything right now. I have a question, and Gravity, go ahead. Have you seen the new trailer?
Like what you done, face it. Nice.
Some pretty strong new perks, eh, brother? Goose, I cannot wait to hear your thoughts later in your stream today or whenever it is you do it. Thank you for the 9 months, dude. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, these perks are really, really strong. I'm looking forward to them. Even the ones that are not so strong are very, very interesting. You guys check out Fungoose. Streams here on Twitch. We'll certainly be playing this on the PTV and telling you his insight as well, I'm sure. But anyway, let's go to the last 3 perks that we haven't gotten to. These are the ones from Nancy, and they're pretty nutty as well. Better Together, I think, is going to be an amazing perk. One of those perks that is really strong, but not up your face, DS or border time kind of way. It's one of a strong information perk. I think it could become the new Bond. Instead of using survivors who are close, it's kind of the opposite. Survivors see you when you're working on a generator, and also when they go down, if they're chased by the killer, you see all the other survivors so that you can tell, okay, that guy is close, he'll go for the rescue. That guy is really far, I should be going myself because I'm closer. Better Together will be a really good solo queue perk. This is how it works. Let's read through it, by the way. The art of a generator you are currently repairing is revealed to other survivors located within 32 meters. Why is this important? At 32 meters, you really don't hear generators that well as a killer. Which means that if a guy is getting chased and he gets within 32 meters and he sees your gen and he's like, oops, he's working there, I'm going to take the killer the other way, that could save you a lot of trouble. The worst thing that could happen to you is when you have a gen at 99 and Claudette brings the killer and he downs her there, and then he's a really good Billy, he downs you too, now he kicks the gen, nobody's coming for the rescue, oh my god, that gen was nearly done, Claudette, what have you done? You won't have that kind of deal with this perk. Or maybe Claudette will just bring the killer to you to save her own ass. But yeah, really, really good perk. Next one is also, I think, very good for beginners, but I'm not going to be surprised if I see lots of experienced survivors run it too. Fixated. You can see your own scratch marks at all times. This can help you know where you leave them, so you learn how to use them very effectively to confuse the killer. Scratch marks, of course, are the visual effect that survivors usually up to this point have never been able to see, that only killers can see, that help you track survivors when they are running. So this allows you to have feedback on which scratch marks you leave, to be more aware where you should be running, where you should be walking. And if you do walk, as long as you're not injured, you're going to walk faster. not run, walk. This allows you to save that sprint burst or not leave any scratch marks and like hide behind something, move between objectives without leaving any trace and save a little bit of time. Overall, it seems like a pretty solid perk. Kind of like a windows of opportunity. Kind of like a perk that just gives you awareness of what's going on and that maybe super high level survivors won't need, but that to anybody else will be very useful. Do you think you could see if the killer has Predator was fixated? I don't see why not. That should be a really, really good one. The thing about fixated that I'm really scared of, Goose, is that good survivors will run it, will learn exactly how to run optimally to not leave scratch marks, and then they'll stop running it, and they'll just do it without it. It's going to be like a training wheel. You know what I mean? And I look forward to seeing that. It's really good to see more perks that could be strong. Seems like the underused, not that bad perk. I think we're going to see quite a bit of it. I'm really excited. I'll definitely be running it. Rip Urban Evasion. Urban Evasion with this could be really good, right? You run into a certain direction. You see the scratch marks. You can even run Lightweight to compare, which would be incredible. And then you Urban Evasion into a little corner. The killer comes to you. He looks around the corner. Now Lightweight makes the scratch marks disappear. He looks around and he's like, where the fuck did he go? You've already lost him. But even a player like myself at 7,000 hours is curious to see how it goes, bro. I'm with you, man. I am very, very interested in this. I also guess that it will allow you to see scratch marks from the pebble and all other stuff. It's going to have some really fun interactions. I cannot wait to do this. You can also run it with Dance With Me to see exactly where your scratch marks appear. My God, this is going to be a fun perk. Now, the next one is the one that was going to make us lose our mind. I called it. Welcome, Brother Cope. Another beautiful streamer, by the way, that you should check out. Sorry for all these shout-outs, but they're certainly worth it. Inner Strength, the final Nancy perk. Each time you complete a totem cleanse, notice that there's no timer. Inner Strength activates. While Inner Strength is active, hiding inside a locker for 10, 9, or up to 8 seconds while injured will fully heal you. Holy shit. Holy fuck. The whip. Thank you. Holy fuck, man. If you were running self-care, if you were one of those people that up until like yesterday were like, self-care is the best perk in the game because I can heal by myself in a corner of the map and it's only one survivor that's doing the action, so it's not two survivors, so it's actually worth it. I am so sorry for you. I am sorry. That dummy sticker that you had on your forehead, it's going right back on it. Bam! Fuck it. Throw it out the fucking window. This fucking perk is ridiculous. Now, sure, there's only five totems in the map, and there's only 4 survivors. It's not like they can use this like constantly, but the way you can make this interact with other perks is just disgusting, right? So here's how it works. You are a survivor. At the beginning of the match, you see a totem and you're like, come here, baby. You do that dual totem. Obviously, a killer is not going to look for you during... he's going to be looking at generators, so he's not going to find you, probably. So you cleanse that totem, this perk is on. The game, and that's when it begins. 3 minutes later, the killer finds you. He downs you. He puts you on a hook. Your teammate comes and rescues you. The killer is right there. And you teabag him because why not? And then you run into a locker. And then he comes in you and stares at you. And you're like, yep, pull me out of the locker, pussy. Pull me out of the locker. See what happens. If he pulls you out of the locker, you DS him. And then you run away. Fuck him. If he doesn't pull you out of the locker, you get healed by this perk. And let's say it's a Billy that says like, oh yeah, you're gonna get healed. Well, I'm just gonna rev my chainsaw to 99 and wait until you come out, and I'll just pull you out full health. And then you fucking head on him. And then you run the fuck away. You understand the issue with this perk. Exactly. Don't you have to do the totem while injured? I thought so, but look at the description. It absolutely says nothing. You can cleanse a totem at the beginning of the match where the killer's busy doing whatever. You get your 1,000 points. And let's say that you don't use it that way. Let's say the killer doesn't tunnel you. And instead, he goes for your buddy that rescued you. You get into a locker. And you passively heal over 8 seconds. If he has Sloppy Butcher, fuck you. Doesn't work. Thanatophobia, fuck you. Doesn't slow down my healing. Coulrophobia, if you're a fucking idiot and runs that perk, like me sometimes, doesn't work. Dying Light doesn't work. Any of the add-ons that apply the heal and debuff, Mangled, Trapper, Jaws, the Bear Trap, the Huntress, all the add-ons that do this shit, like the rusty blades on the saws, none of those things will work. If he has Nurse's Calling, he's not going to see you. If he has Barbecue and hooks somebody else, he's not going to see you because you're in a locker. Like it just completely fucking shuts off like any anti-healing or healing detection perks the killer might have. What the fuck, man? It does work with dual totems? Yes, I'm pretty damn sure. So if you find Ruin at the beginning, you can just be like, here we go, 2 for 1. I believe it should apply exhaustion effect. It's way too powerful in its current state. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's 5 totems. If you guys are not aware, every map has 5 totems. If you have Ruin, then there's 1 lit Hex totem and 4, you get the idea. But there's always going to be 5. And this perk will activate on any one of them. Now, finding the one totem that has Ruin might be difficult sometimes, or might take a little while. But finding any random totem, even inexperienced survivors run across totems all the time. And experienced ones, they know where to look, because the spawns are somewhat fixed. So they're going to find it. You're not going to be able to prevent this perk as a killer. And it's gonna just make survivors stupidly efficient at healing, and it's gonna make your anti-healing stall perks worse than they are, and your detection perks. So barbecue, nurses, they just constantly get the short end of the stick. What about Iron Maiden against this? 2 problems with that. Iron Maiden only triggers when they come out of the locker, right? So if they begin to do that, you have no warning whatsoever. And once they come out of the locker, you see them, which is cool, I guess. Now you know where a survivor is that is, full health. Yeah, nice. And they are only exposed for 15 seconds. I don't know about you, but unless I'm in a chase with someone and I'm already, there, I cannot down a survivor in 15 seconds if I'm across the map. Especially not with my M1 attack. It doesn't work with hatchets or anything like that. So, yeah, dude, it's rough. It's rough. Besides, if they don't run this perk, what the hell are you going to use with fucking... What the hell are you going to do with... with that perk anyway? As it is right now, Iron Maiden is a very, very weak perk. Even against this, I don't think it's a match. Inner Strength is definitely the strongest survivor perk. The one that everybody's going to be working towards. And the one you're going to see left and right if it is unchanged when it releases. Thrill the Hunt, Thrill the Hunt, Thrill the Hunt, counter. Thrill the Hunt delays the time that it takes them to do totems. And it also lets you know when someone works on a totem. So I guess that if you hate this perk, you could run Thrill the Hunt, Hunt the Ground, Ruin, and some other random stuff like Hunter's Lullaby. And then when they work on any of the totems, you'll get a notification. And then you can just tunnel that person into the ground. Yeah. So yeah, you can have 5 lit totems that are all radars, where if someone starts working on them, Thrill will let you know. Just put a bird trap at the locker. Yeah, we'll have to be creative as killers. But don't forget, killers have some interesting perks. They just don't have as many that have these weird interactions that can just completely fuck you up. And obviously, a killer can only have 4 perks. If a killer has Ruin, which, is every killer at high ranks these days, apparently, and they have Sloppy, and they have Barbecue, and whatever, that's it. But when you go up against survivors, there's 4 people with 4 potential perks each. And yeah, you're gonna have to be like, alright guys, when I'm chasing this guy, hold up, you're gonna have to pull out your notebook and be like, I should maybe hit him, but not hit him, because you could have this perk. If he goes in a locker, I need to wait less than 4 seconds. I need to grab him before 4 seconds, but don't wait 8 seconds. Yeah, you're just gonna bald on the spot. And probably lose 5 years of your lifespan. Is Urban Evasion buff with Fixated? No, because Urban Evasion, it just has a funny interaction where you can use it to your advantage, but it's not gonna make you move faster, because Urban Evasion works when you crouch, and Fixated works when you're walking. So they're different things. You can run both to run and walk fast, and that'll be fucking hilarious. But yeah, again, it's not like they're incredible. They just have a fun interaction, and you could use that to completely hide from the killer if you're really good at it. Just remember that if the killer is super close, they can also hear you breathe and so on. If Inner Strength gets an update, it might end up having stacks up for healing. I don't know whether I like that more or less. Why has Barbecue chill on the shrine this week? Pepe hands. Why not? Get it, man. Planning on stacking Search and Pop with Tremors and Billy? Okay, because do you think that you'll be able... I don't think that's going to be the case, but give me your thoughts as a DVD expert. Do you think that once you down one person, with Billy, do you the generator that explodes will be able to get kicked again? I don't think so. Besides, if you down them with your Chenso, you won't be able to use Surge, right? It's gonna have to be for injured people at the end of the game. But yeah, anyway, I look forward to seeing what Goose does with these perks. It's gonna be quite disgusting. Welcome, Lovesick. I think that about clears it up. If you guys have any questions about these perks, we have been talking about them for a little while, and I can run you through anything we've discovered so far. I'm gonna go cry in a locker and heal myself. Bye. See you, Vilgas. Cheers. Rambirth, Urban, and Fixation, and Teabag with Style. Do you know if Inner Strength heals deep wounds as well as heal state? No, I don't think it will. I think that if you're... I think it says that it will heal you to healthy. I'm pretty sure. Wait, second wind is the one that says heal you to healthy. See, here it is. While injured, if you're in deep wound from either Borrowed Time or Legion's Stabby Stab, this will not work. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that confirms it. If you are in Borrowed Time, you can hop in a locker right after. Rip the Billy add-ons to slow down healing? Yeah, honestly, those add-ons were pretty bad. Those perks in general are pretty bad already because the survivors have so many quick heal methods. Adrenaline, insta-heals, will make it, really stacked medkits. I don't run sloppy almost pretty much because of those perks. If I come across those elements, I get fucked. So I don't rely on slowdown healing anymore. There's nothing that I hate more than running Codophobia and seeing a dude just pull an insta-heal on me. It completely destroys me. So yeah, this just drives another nail. Negative, it won't. Remember, Infectious Fright used to be only M1 also. Yeah. Do you think they're gonna change Surge to also? No, I don't think so, man. I already think that the thing they did with Infectious Fright is ridiculous enough. I think Infectious is even stronger now. So I don't expect Surge to get that same treatment. But, Jesus. Fixated, Quick and Quiet, and Pebble? That would be hilarious. Yeah. Can you go over Demogorgon's powers quickly? I missed that part. I didn't take any screenshots, and they didn't have them on screen. They didn't have an explanation. But if you guys haven't seen what the killer does, it seems like his ability is twofold. One, he can place portals on the ground. I thought there was only two, but he can place multiple. And he can kind of like burrow into a tunnel and go to the next portal. Survivors can cleanse these portals and disable them, but apparently it takes a while and they expose themselves when they do that, so, you know, big deal. But yeah, he's basically a burrower. He can travel across the map with this powers. And his power is to do like a pounce, which is like... It's a bit like the pig, where she charges and launches, except the animation and the timer and the timing and the range, I assume, is different. Because I'm a Plague main? Oh, Goose. Yeah, I imagine. I don't know about you, but when I think about Surge, I think that the last 3 gens will be like much easier to defend and to apply pressure without having to like bother to kick the gens. Yeah, I imagine that you're going to be happy about this. Any interest in doing another survival with enemies? Certainly. We'll be looking into that. I think Surge will go with Puppet the Wizard. Do you think it will? No, I don't think it will. Blue, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, guys, we're going to wrap it up. So portals are like moleholes? Pretty much. So yeah, he gets the portals and he gets the little pounce attack. And they also confirmed the fact that there's a new status effect called Oblivious. And what Oblivious does is make you unaware of the killer terror radius. And this is really good because it works on the new killer. If you're cleansing his portals, you don't hear him approach you, so he can sneak attack you. And it's probably going to work on the stealth killers like Ghostface. When you're using that power, survivors probably won't be able to use Optical Obsession on you, which is great. 4 weeks, I will see you at TwitchCon. And if any of you are going to TwitchCon, like Goose, like Blueberry, and some other people that I know, please let me know sometime in advance. I'll be happy to meet you there. But yeah, guys, that's going to be all for all the perks. Thank you so much for watching.